Did the Miami Dolphins just make the biggest move in the NFL offseason in 2022? It's tough to say. You have teams like the Cleveland Browns trading away a lot of draft capital and putting a lot of money into Deshaun Watson. And then you have the Miami Dolphins, who avoided that all of last year. And then on top of that, bring in one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, one of the fastest wide receivers, that's a guarantee. And his name is Tyreek Hill, otherwise known as the Cheetah. Yes, Miami Dolphins traded with the Kansas City Chiefs for Tyreek Hill. I mean, the news came out so fast. It was like Tyreek Hill and the Chiefs are allowing him to seek trades, and then 30 minutes later, the Dolphins just swoop in and boom. Dolphins did give up more because it was a race between them and the Jets, and the Dolphins did give up more to get him. Jets offered only around like 4 picks and nothing really valuable. The Dolphins were, between the two, Dolphins were the only ones that threw in a first-round pick, so crazy to see that. But yeah, Tyreek Hill, now a Miami Dolphin, and he signed a 4-year, $120 million extension. Dolphins, the picks they gave up include, the 2022 first-round pick that we acquired from the 49ers, which was 29th overall, and then the second-round pick, number 50 overall, and a 4th-round pick this year, and then plus a 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick in the 2023 draft. So, a little bit much, but this is a price you have to pay for a top-tier wide receiver like Tyreek Hill. It's crazy. It is absolutely insane. I believe $72 million is guaranteed of this $120 million contract for Tyreek Hill. So, lots of money being thrown out there, but you're one game away from the playoffs. You need to add pieces, and I feel like the Dolphins have added pieces throughout this offseason process. And now we're going to get into some actual free agent signings. And yesterday, I was going to make a video, and I'm like, I'll give it a day. Luckily, I did, because yesterday the Dolphins did end up signing Teron Armstead not in the middle of the night, but later towards the evening. And he's one of the best offensive linemen on the market. Unfortunately, he is one of the older ones, but the caliber of player that he is at the left tackle position is second to none. And he got paid pretty handsomely, $87.5 million deal, 43.37 guaranteed, and it's a 5-year deal. So we have him for the long haul. The one big question surrounding Armstead is his health. In the past couple of years, since 2016, he's only played in 64 out of 97 possible games. Big numbers, but when you think about it, that's almost a third of games. Probably a little bit over 30 games. So it's right there. So he's missed a third of a season, a third of games since 2016. So that's a lot of games. Either way, point is, big fish, number 1 left tackle, probably number 1 free agent on the market, and the Dolphins were able to sign him. So that is huge news. They had to wait over a week to officially get him, but the deal is done, and now he is officially a Miami Dolphin. Next, we have Raheem Oster, running back from the 49ers, and he agreed to a 1-year deal worth $31 million, which I think is a really good signing. He's a really fast back, and he knows McDaniel's system. By the way, Miami Dolphins got a new head coach, Mike McDaniels. Been really busy with the whole moving thing, obviously, if you can't tell with the background. But, Mike McDaniels is a new Miami Dolphins head coach, former offensive coordinator, offensive assistant, whatever you want to call him, from San Francisco. So, bringing in a guy who's familiar with the system. We've seen that time and time again with new coaches, blah, blah, blah. But I really like this addition for the Miami Dolphins. And it's going to be someone who can help him adjust these guys to this new offensive system. I think it's going to be RPO heavy, so that's something to look out for. Another addition, we have Cedric Wilson, wide receiver out of the Dallas Cowboys. He really came to in this final year with Dallas and helped them land this 3-year deal worth $22.8 million, and $12.75 is guaranteed. But I like what he can bring to the table. Possible Devontae Parker replacement. That wide receiver room is getting pretty crowded, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But in due time, we'll know. Another addition, which is going to be a backup role, is Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Two Gloves. He's coming back home to Miami, and happy for the guy. You know, I've always wanted him to be a Dolphin. Thought he was a possible guy for the Dolphins to not necessarily have a bridge, but probably rebuild the franchise around. And unfortunately, they never went that path. And luckily, they're still able to get him at a friendly contract. Next, we have Chase Edmonds, running back out of Arizona. And he was a feature back for the most part. He dealt with some injuries in the past couple of years, but nothing too concerning. But he has a 2-year contract worth $12.6 million, and I think he's going to be the lead back. Him and Raheem Oster are probably going to be the top 2 backs. Leaves questions on what's going to happen with Myles Gaskin and Savon Ahmed and so on and so forth, but these are good additions by the Miami Dolphins. To add on top of that, we were able to bring back Emanuel Agba. He got a 4-year contract worth $65 million. $32 million is guaranteed, and I think he's worth every penny. He's been one of the major keys to this defensive success that the Dolphins have been having. May not be putting up crazy numbers and sacks and tackles and whatnot. Pressures are high. He is huge on pressuring the quarterback. Then he can put up his hands at the line of scrimmage and bat some balls down. So that is huge to bring this guy back in, especially after, we brought him in on a pretty good deal in terms of the Dolphins. But now, the Dolphins had to shell out this money to keep Agba as a Fin. But it is what it is. I think it's worth every single penny for him. Another big signing was offensive guard Conor Williams from the Dallas Cowboys. A 2-year deal, $14 million, $7.5 is guaranteed. And re-signing another guy, Preston Williams, wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. 1-year deal worth $2 million. I think that's a very good, how would you say, just a nice contract. He hasn't shown much of what he can do in the NFL, but the potential is high. But now I'm concerned with this crowded wide receiver room. I feel like some guy is going to be out. So Parker may be on his way out. Wilson may be cut. These are things to be looking forward to. But all in due time. Duke Riley, another guy who the Dolphins brought back, 1-year deal worth $3 million. Landon Roberts as well, 1 year, $3.2 million. We also brought back Cedric Redwine, but I don't have the contract details here. Keon Carlson, cornerback, he agreed to a 3-year deal worth $9.45 million. Darren Smythe as well, we brought him back. 2-year deal, $7 million. Alec Ingold, we signed him from the Las Vegas Raiders. 2-year deal, $7.5. He's a fullback. Brandon Scarlett, another linebacker, Dolphins are bringing back for 1 year, $1.85 million. And Trent Sherfield, wide receiver from the 49ers, a 1-year deal. And then another icing on the cake, franchise tag Mike Gesicki, and he is coming back home. He's staying in Miami, and that is a huge, huge plus to the Miami Dolphins. But these are a lot of the key free agency signings that the Dolphins have had from pretty much last Monday up until today, Wednesday, the 23rd of March. And really happy with the signings, really happy with the moves. I mean, at first I wasn't a big fan of this Tyreek Hill trade just because trade a lot of draft capital and then got to pay the guy if you want to keep him around. So at first wasn't a fan, but in hindsight, we're adding one of the top wide receivers in the NFL. And we were 1 game away from the playoffs last year. You give Tua all these weapons. It's all on the line for him. I'm not saying this is his final year as a Dolphin, and I'm not saying it's a prove-it year, but essentially it is. A lot of fans in Miami not too happy about him or his performance, but he's shown that he could win, and the offense was lackluster last year, and that was a big focus in this free agency, and then also bringing back key players. So all said and done, I think the Dolphins have had pretty good success in the free agency and / the offseason. And this Tyreek Hill move was insane. But I think the Dolphins remain with one more pick in the draft. I think it's pick 103 or something like that. People were like, oh, drafting a punter or something like that. Not sure what they're going to do there, but as we come around to the draft time, I'll see what the Dolphins do, and if it's notable, I will come out with a video, but been very busy with work. I just started a new job, and if you can't tell, moved, so I'm back home in Miami, so real happy about that. Gonna see a lot more games, and man, oh man, I'm so excited because football season cannot come fast enough. But let me know what you guys think of the new free agency additions, and on top of that, this big monster trade. I think this is probably one of the biggest moves in the NFL, maybe aside from Russell Wilson's trade and Deshaun Watson trade. Matt Ryan trade was pretty big, but I think this sent shockwaves through the NFL. A lot of people have reacted to this. A lot of people have opinions, so let me know yours, all right? And I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.